People look at stories through different lenses. I have my own personal take on some of these trending issues. Hi, I'm Mariah Ramharak and welcome to In Case You Missed It. Making the headlines this week, the talented Shai Hope is back and looking sharp. The batsman has earned selection to a provisional squad to face South Africa on the back of impressive showings in the recent CWI practice match. Was that a good call? The firestorm surrounding Japanese tennis star Naomi Osaka's withdrawal from the French Open continues to rage on. Today we take a closer look.
Welcome to another edition of In Case You Missed It. Don't forget to stay tuned for our interactive section where I will review a few of your social media comments from last week's episode. Let's get started. Earlier this week, Shai Hope gave us a brief reminder of his ability with a confident 106, which followed 79 in the first innings. During the West Indies best versus best 4-day intra-squad practice match in St. Lucia. His exploits have caught the eyes of the selectors who included the batsman in a 17-member provisional squad for the upcoming series against South Africa. But should those practice match performances have been enough to earn a recall? Absolutely. Hope isn't some unknown trialist looking for a chance to impress. Lest we forget, and I know we have not, this is the man who became the first player to record a century in both innings at the historic Headingley ground in 2017. The batsman's omission from the team was never about doubting his ability to contribute meaningfully to the Red Ball squad, but more about giving the player time to sort through a few technical issues or, if was the case, any mental issues. I think we all understood that once he showed any obvious signs of improvement, it would be time to get that man back in. Since Hope was dropped from the West Indies squad in November of last year, he has shown plenty of application with the bat when given the opportunity. He scores in 3 innings over 2 warm-up matches are 68, 79 and 106. Technically, he has shown better movement with his feet, particularly the back foot, than in the months prior to him being dropped. Hope also gave us a window into what seems to be an improved mental approach. He said, "It's been a slight change of game plan. I've been trying to show a bit more intent, but still trying to make sure I play the ball on merit and be disciplined. It's about making sure the bowlers don't settle and almost putting pressure back onto them. So the key is to make sure I can stay within my game plan." Some of you may argue, and we know you all love to argue, that his scores have come in practice matches among teammates that he's familiar with. Others would perhaps suggest that with a test average of 26, he needs to play against more opponents and prove his worth before a recall. We are, however, still in a pandemic. How will he play more competitive cricket if there is none? I am fairly sure that what none of you can argue is that Hope, in this crop of players, is one of the best that we have. There was no need to keep him sidelined. It is clear that based on the small selection pool of top consistent performers that are available to the Windies selection panel, a fit Hope has to be a serious consideration, particularly given the fact that, unlike so many others, he has proven himself at the very top level. The likelihood of him featuring in the upcoming South Africa series should be further strengthened by the unavailability of current opener John Campbell due to injury. From here, I do not envision him being dropped for the final squad. Give us hope. Well, also making the headlines this week, tennis ace Naomi Osaka stunned the tennis world on Monday when she withdrew from the French Open, citing mental health issues. Responses to her actions have been polarized into 2 camps. Some have accused her of being unreasonable, pointing out that just like playing on the court, speaking to the press is a contractual obligation and part of the job. Then there are those who believe she was let down by the Grand Slam organizers, who in response threatened default from the tournament, a major offense investigation, future Grand Slam suspensions, and the list goes on. The organizers claim Osaka would have an unfair advantage should she be allowed to skip press conferences. Since withdrawing, sporting stars like Steph Curry and Lewis Hamilton have publicly supported her. Nike, who signed a sponsorship deal with Osaka in 2019, is also among major sponsors who applauded the athlete for opening up about her struggle with depression. At a glance, one would think that this issue could surely have been resolved with better communication behind the scenes, without framing the debate as a titanic struggle between mental wellness and contractual obligations. Both are massively important. Those who argue that Osaka should simply be allowed to do away with her media obligations underestimate the role that professionals whose job it is to tell the story have played and continue to play in growing and developing the sport. Some contractual agreements and arrangements may be tied to athlete access and as such could directly impact the bottom line for the French Open organizers, WTA, and even the ATP. Those who argue that Osaka should simply get over it and do her job seem to be belittling the importance of an individual's mental health. How many of our stars have we seen pushed to desperate circumstances despite all their success because they have ignored their mental health? It is a very real issue that always has to be taken seriously. Well, which side of the debate do you fall on? You have to tell me why. Well, before we wrap this week's episode, let's address some of those comments that stood out from last week. Ricardo Manning, thank you so much for your kind comment. Very pleased to know that you enjoy the show. A special hello to all our Bajans locked on, and I encourage you to continue to stay safe. At Real Eddie T from Instagram, he thinks Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be given another chance. But Eddie, will these owners be as forgiving as you are? Only time will tell. As usual, it has been a pleasure hearing your views, and I look forward to hearing from you again next week. That's a wrap for this week's In Case You Missed It. Be sure to like, share and comment, and I look forward to hearing what you think about this week's topics. Stay safe, and I'll see you next week.